in Bolivia. Can you give us an overview just of what you see as the top 3 or 4 issues facing women?
Well, in poverty situations, it doesn't matter where it is, women or children are always affected more than the male side of the population. In Bolivia, especially among some of the indigenous populations, and especially in the countryside where the traditions are still observed, although they are changing, women have very few rights. They have very little voice in decision-making processes in their communities or in their families. Sometimes it has struck me and almost brought me to tears in some locations that they work, they get up, and they work more, and every day is the same. And they're working to survive. They're working for their families to survive. And there's not really any hope of anything more than that. The women also work in order for their children to be educated and to have a better life. If you ask them, what are your dreams, the response is usually for my children to have an education, to be professionals, and not have to suffer as I have. It's the ignorance among women often causes childhood death because they're unaware that a few Bolivianos can cure an illness. In some areas, the access to child care or medical care is not available, and people still fear the Western scientific way of living, and they depend a lot on natural medicines, which don't always work. Women here also don't trust one another. There's a lot of horizontal violence of the gossip between women, and lack of trust and willingness to cut down other women. And the fear factor of that gossip keeps the women divided, sometimes makes it difficult for organizations to function. They need a space and a new way of learning to relate, and how to honor one another, honor themselves, and learn to work together in order to harness that power that we all have that the men don't, just because we're women.
Yeah. So when we met